Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we are doing the weekly for the sign of Taurus for September 29th to October 5th. We're going to get right into pulling out your romance angel messages for the week, Taurus. Stay optimistic about your love life. This has been coming out a lot this week. Honeymoon and new love. Wow. It's a lot of different messages, right? This week, the angel oracles are talking specifically about a love connection. Okay? And that's beautiful. Now, these are general weekly readings. So the forecasts that are going to come out later on can be about love, life, and career. And of course, you can go into the description and jump ahead. This video is time-stamped. But we're going to go ahead and go right into pulling out your animal spirits for the week. Now, animal spirits can indicate energies that you're tapping into or that are coming to the forefront. It can indicate events in your life, stages in your life that are beginning or ending. It can also indicate personalities that you're dealing with, all right? So let's just see what they are for you this week, Taurus. The deer just came out earlier for one of the, I believe, the monthly love forecasts. The hawk, air energy. So far, the deer, of course, is earth energy. And then we have the spider, more earth energy. Now, before we go ahead and get into your spread, let's just go ahead and take a look at these energies, right? These animal spirits. The deer is a beautiful, feminine, motherly animal. It is the card for the mother in the deck. Okay, and the deer indicates a high level of intuitive ability and gracefulness. It's really the feminine aspect of Earth is the deer. Okay, and this energy is really available to everyone. It is not gender specific at all. But it's especially strong in new parents because it is this kind of intuitive ability, this gracefulness and this gentleness, this nurturing gentleness that is required of anything that has just been born, whether it's a child, a baby, a new idea, a new love even, right? And so we're talking about really being calm, nurturing, fully present in a situation in your life, right? Treating a particular situation as if it is a newborn, putting a lot of care and energy in, protecting. The energy of the deer also, people who resonate with deer energy, they really have a calming effect. They can come into the room and sort of calm everyone down. If there's someone who's having like a really emotionally erratic day or upsetting day, people who are resonating with deer energy are almost like able to reach out and really help someone calm down, help someone kind of get back to their center, right? Again, the deer card can appear when there is a new birth in the family or a celebration of something new coming in, a new life, perhaps drawing near, or when a situation also is calling for a lot of gentleness and compassion, then the deer card will come through. Now, the hawk, of course, is air energy. And the hawk is a beautiful card because with the hawk, we talk about being all-seeing, right? The hawk sees everything, right? He sees the bigger picture as well as the little picture, right? And he's ever watchful. The hawk is watchful and is again another messenger of divinity, right? There's a couple of cards in the deck, animal spirits that are associated with messages that may be coming from the divine or our ancestor spirits who are trying to guide us, or messages coming from the angels. Whatever it is you believe in personally, there's also these messages and information associated with it, and the hawk is associated with this. The hawk has an ability to see all of the details, yet at the same time still see the bigger picture, okay? And it's for this reason that when this card appears, it's almost as if fate and destiny have their eyes on you. Everything is, all the tumblers are sort of falling into place for the lock to be opened. Everything is exactly where it should be, or at least is shifting into place where it should be for a particular event in your life to happen. It does feel very fated, okay? And that's why, because that's why Hawk energy oftentimes will come in at this time, because it's at this time that you begin to see all of this, the synchronicity around you, everything sort of playing its part to make something happen. And as you see this, when you see this with your own eyes, or when you are witnessing this, or you are cognizant or aware of this, it's in these moments that we witness the divine. It's in these moments that we witness something happening that we feel, that can oftentimes make us feel like, yes, there is some other consciousness at work, or some other plan at work here. And this is all Hawk energy. It's oftentimes can be an epiphany that comes in, a realization. But whatever the case may be, it's because of your watchfulness and your awareness that you're seeing the reaffirmation in your life, in your immediate life, of the divine in action, right? Now we have the spider energy. Spider energy is earth energy, and the spider is really interesting because the spider is very intentional. The spider is also the animal spirit associated with Dharma. Dharma is how we live our life, right? If we have a certain moral code or spiritual center, when we are said to be living in Dharma, it means that everything that we do in our life is in line with our spiritual beliefs. Some people, for instance, you may see some people, they're Catholic or they're Jewish or whatever, right? Whatever their faith, their spirituality is. And it's like, some people, yes, they have this faith and spirituality, but they only really exercise it or exhibit it when perhaps they're in church or when they're meeting with other people from their faith. But in their everyday to-day movements and actions, they don't apply that. When you do apply that, that is to be said to be living in Dharma, right? Dharma. And so the spider is the animal spirit for that, because the spider weaves its step very intentionally. The web of the spider, which is very strong and very supportive, is woven step by step, and each step is very intentional and towards an ultimate aim, which is very much Dharma, right? Living in Dharma. And the spider's web is meant to be a supportive web, both financially and spiritually, right? This is earth energy, so the spider is very practical, but when we're talking about a support system, this can be just simply for the spider, or it can be for the spider and its loved ones, its family, etc., etc. But the spider weaves its life according to its own path, in a way, right? And this weaving provides the support that the spider needs to get through life. And so it's a really beautiful sort of beautiful card to represent sort of spirituality, emotion, and everyday action. You know what I mean? Having the spirit involved in your everyday action. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get your spreads out. We're going to pull out anywhere from 5 to 8 spreads. My regulars and subscribers already know the drill. If you haven't subscribed already, why don't you go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell. All right, so you can get more of these videos. You'll be notified exactly when the weeklies are uploaded. And of course, you can go down in the description and jump ahead, or go back and review a forecast that resonated with you more than another, etc., etc. And all of that is in the description. All right, my lovely Taurus, let's get right into it for September 29th to October 5th. All right, we have 10 of Wands, King of Wands, and the Death card. Wow, so some of you are at a stage where you're ready to lay down the burdens of the past. You're ready to let go. 10 of Wands is carrying burdens and hang-ups, self-esteem issues perhaps, things that really squash our ambition, that are obstacles in the path of realizing your ambition. They're wands, right? And Ten of Wands talks about that, but in Ten of Wands it talks about being ready to lay these obstacles down. Some of you have a King of Wands in your life, and this person is very enthusiastic about your growth. This could be a really good friend. It could be indeed a new lover coming in, but this could also be a very, very good friend of yours, a best friend, a family member. Whatever the case may be, this is going to be someone who is very close to you, has a lot of affection for you, and they've always been kind of your greatest supporter. They also may be a little bit of an eccentric character. They may be quite fiery and a go-getter anyway, but they've definitely always been sort of in your corner, supporting you and trying to sort of get you motivated to do the things you want to do in your life, right? And so you're going through a really strong transformative period, some of you, because death is here. And that means that as soon, I believe for some of you Taurus out there, this laying down of these hang-ups that you've been carrying with you for so long is really going to open up the door for a whole new transformation in your life, right? A whole new transformation. And your King of Wands is almost like right there. Now, for some of you, it's interesting. Your King of Wands almost may be in the way of your change. So I want to say for some of you, this reading could be interpreted that you're ready to lay down some of the trauma and obstacles that you've accumulated, which can come in the form of bad self-image or self-doubt, lack of motivation, etc., etc. All of these kind of negative, not really being able to plan your way, not being able to focus or be clear. All of these kind of little obstacles, right, to your manifestation. Some of you are ready to lay that down, but there is a King of Wands who is standing in your way. Now, this person, King of Wands, they may be resonating with sort of the opposite energy, and so they're not very enthusiastic. In fact, they're standing in your way, and they don't want you to change because they're standing in the way of your transformation here. So whatever the case may be for you, recognize that there is definitely a strong person in your life who has a really strong impact on if you're actually going to be able to move forward with this transformation, or you may have to deal with them as part of this Ten of Wands, or laying down this Ten of Wands, if they're not the supportive king. Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and the Emperor. Okay, so for some of you, this is certainly a new love, right? This is a strong new love. It's a new love with a very fiery individual. Someone who is certainly a dominant individual, someone who has a lot of respect from those around him, a lot of influence with those around him. And for you, Taurus, I believe you're resonating with Queen of Pentacles energy right now, right? I mean, you're all about kind of like continuing to work and nurture your craft or your ambitious goals. For some of you, it could be your career, or it could be an art that you also make your living out of, right? And so you're really busy with that. But this Emperor who's in, and you really do fall head over heels for each other, is quite interesting because you're almost like his perfect mate, right? Everything about you, he absolutely adores. He can't stop looking at you. And he's playing a really strong, pivotal role in your life. Again, Taurus, this is a new love with someone who is a very strong character, and certainly someone who can handle you, Taurus, but this is only the beginning, but it happens this week. Six of Cups, Page of Wands, and Three of Swords. Wow. Okay, so for some of you, again, you have maybe a honeymoon period this week, right? Six of Cups talks about building memories, being harmonious with your loved one. So for some of you, you've already met your new lover, but now you're kind of like beginning to build your relationship with them. You're beginning to sort of build memories, build events that, have events and dates, etc., that you can look back on, right? And all of this is giving you an incredible boost of creative energy and self-confidence with this Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is often the same as the Princess of Wands in some decks. And the Page of Wands has kind of overcome his fear of either being embarrassed or being denied. He doesn't worry about being vulnerable. He wants to create. He wants to express himself creatively. Okay, and he feels very young at heart about it. I think for some of you, this kind of cementing of this relationship is just making you feel youthful again, rejuvenated again. Your passion is almost reignited. But for some of you also, you're remembering this Three of Swords. And I want to say, it's almost as if, I could say that some of you have been pushed to this connection with this individual because of a Three of Swords scenario in your life. Okay, some of you may have to watch out because this connection may turn into a Three of Swords. And Three of Swords, it doesn't always necessarily mean third-party energy, right? It doesn't mean that somebody's necessarily cheating. Really, in Three of Swords, what we get is someone who is just disloyal. Three is the number for loyalty, bonding, and patience. And so Three of Swords is kind of the negative side of that with regards to Swords energy. Swords energy is all about communication. So the heartbreak with Three of Swords comes in because someone has, in their communication, they have either acted disloyal or they have acted in a way to take advantage of your kindness and belief in them, right? They've kind of insulted your intelligence. Or it could be someone who's literally verbally abusive to you, right? Because Swords is a communicative suit, right? It could be a lot of those things as well. It doesn't always necessarily have to be third-party energy. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. If it's painful, it doesn't matter. But just so that you really understand the nature of Three of Swords, a lot of times Three of Swords can just be really cruel, having really cruel communication with each other, right? And this cruel communication just leads to a breakdown of the relationship. So for some of you, your relationship is either going to have a rough patch at the end of this week with an issue like this, or it could indeed be that you're finally getting over this situation with this new relationship. Four of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and Two of Wands. Wow, some of you have really worried about money lately. Okay, you've been really crazy worrying about money, Taurus. You've been worrying about the integrity of your status and your abundance coming in. You worried that it's being threatened, that your dreams and your coin that you've working so hard to build are being threatened. But don't worry about it, Taurus, because this week you get a lot of opportunities, and one opportunity in particular that's going to really increase your abundance and your ability to make more money, have a higher status, and go to the next level in your career. This opportunity comes in, but once it comes in, you'll know it. And you may have to indeed let go of a little bit of money to kind of move ahead, but you have Two of Wands here, which is Sun and Mars and Aries energy. Two of Wands is Mars and Aries energy, so you're really, really desiring to move forward, right, Taurus? You're desiring to get that next step. You know what you want. You already see it in your head. And Taurus, you do have a way of manifesting things into your life because you feel so strongly about them, right? And so this is a really good aspect for some of you. Perhaps even some of you have started a new business recently. Nine of Pentacles, Five the Hierophant, and Four of Wands. Wow. Beautiful. So some of you, Taurus, is Nine of Pentacles is indeed Taurus energy again. Specifically Taurus, Nine of Pentacles, we see that. But this is again a person who has really worked hard for a lot of things in life, but it's been to the detriment of close relationships and soulmate connections, right? And so, but most recently, somebody or out there, Taurus, one of you out there who have really been resonating with this Nine of Pentacles energy in the sense that you've been very extremely independent and relying on yourself, right? That's kind of beginning to change because for some of you there is a new love, and this love is feeling really, this week has really taken another step to commitment. This love is like you guys have both, you know, with the Hierophant, it seems as though, because you come into the Hierophant energy and Four of Wands. Four of Wands is soulmate energy. It's that beautiful mutual respect that we have for each other energy. This is very, very nice. But for some of you Tauruses out there who have, and I'm going to say this is for some of you Tauruses who have been single for a little while and may have recently gotten into a new love relationship, right? If you're resonating with all of this other energy that we were talking about, this new relationship takes a step towards commitment. You may even be asked, someone may even ask to marry you or to move in with you, right? To take that next level of commitment. And it's a really strong, beautiful union. All right, guys, I'm going to say this is your reading for September 29th to October 5th. My lovely Taurus. Again, most of you watching this are not subscribers, but if you want to continue to see these types of videos, and if you like my tarot reading style, and how I do the spreads here and how we get into the cards, then go ahead and hit that subscribe and bell notification so you can know whenever I upload my new videos. All right, guys, but for right now, thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for all your support, comments, likes, and shares. And I will see you next week for next week's weekly. Bye-bye, Taurus.